Hello everyone, my name is Dr. K.C.H. Apparao, working as an associate professor in mechanical engineering department. Today I would like to explain about the slotting machine. In previous classes we already discussed about reciprocating machines, mainly shaping machine we completed, and last class we discussed the planer or planing machine also. Okay, so in this class we'll see about slotting machine. What are the main parts of the slotting machine? What is the working principle of this slotting machine? Also, we'll see. So this one is the course outcome. At the end of the course, students should be able to explain the operational principles of different lathe machines we completed, different reciprocating machines. Machines nothing but shaping machine and planning machine or planing machine. Next, slotting machine also. So especially three types of machines are explained here. So already completed two. One is a shaping machine. Next one is a planing machine. In this class, we will cover the slotting machine. So for the quality machining, so that is the outcome of this one. We'll see what is slotting machine. Slotting machine is a reciprocating machine. We know this one. Okay, so it means the tool bit will reciprocate by the help of this machine. Okay, we know that in shaping machine the tool bit will reciprocate horizontally. In planing machine the tool bit is fixed, but the table or workpiece on the table will reciprocate. This table will reciprocate. But in case of slotting machine, the tool bit or a single point cutting tool reciprocate vertically. So these are the main differences between the shaping machine and planing machine and slotting machine. Okay, so it is the reciprocating machine in which the ram holding the tool. Okay, the ram holding the tool reciprocates in a vertical axis, in the vertical direction. Okay, so cutting action of the tool is only during the downward stroke. So in case of shaping machine, the forward stroke, that is cutting stroke, reverse is the free stroke. So in the slotting machine, so downward stroke is the cutting stroke, upward is the free stroke. Okay, so the total forward and reverse one, backward, so that is called complete stroke. Now we'll see. So this one is the list of course outcomes and topics. Okay, name of the topic, we know this, the working principle of the slotting machine. It demonstrates learning outcome is the demonstrates the construction and their applications of this slotting machine. Okay, so operation principles of different lathe machines we already covered, and reciprocating machine for the quality machining we already covered this one. Okay, now we'll see slotting machine. So this one is the block diagram of the slotting machine as slotter. Okay, it has base. Okay, so on this base, remaining all the parts are positioned or placed. So on this base, the guideways are there. The guideways, these guideways are perpendicular to the column of the this block. Okay, so vertical column. Okay, so by the help of these guideways, the saddle will move and to and fro motion. It means towards to the column vertical face and away from the column vertical surface. Okay, so the saddle movement gives the just like a longitudinal direction. So on this saddle there is a cross slide. So cross slide position, cross movement. So this is the surface of the cross slide or positioning of the cross slide is parallel to the just like column. Okay, this cross slide moves vertical direction. By the help of the cross slide, we will get the vertical movement of the workpiece. Okay, so on this cross slide, we will have the rotary table, just a circular a rotary table. So these rotary tables have some indexing degrees, um, for the just like peripheral movement of uh, table. So just like for the equal distance, cutting up the slots like this one. Okay, for the peripheral distances, just like there is a rotary table. The rotary table is fixed on the cross slide. So on this table, by the help of the slots, uh, T type of slots which are machined on the just like a table. By the help of those slots, we will fix the workpiece by the help of some work holding devices. You know this one. So that is the so it means the shadow gives the longitudinal direction of the workpiece. The cross slide gives the vertical direction of the just like workpiece. A rotary table gives the just like peripheral rotary or angular movement of the workpiece. So that is the accommodation are provided here for the machining of workpiece at right place in right way. Okay, so this one is the hollow type column, vertical column. So in this hollow space, mechanism means, so just like the mechanisms which are used to convert the rotary motion to reciprocating motions. We already discussed it in slotting machine also, not slotting, shaping machine. Okay, so just like quick return with what mechanism is placed, and some um, for the cooling system, some engineering oils and cooling systems also placed in this hollow space of the column. Okay, so at the end, the front face of this column is very important. There is a guideways in the front face. By the help of this guideways, the ram will move in vertical direction. Okay, so at the end of the just like face of the ram, there is a tool head to fix the tool bit, single point cutting tool, similar to shaping machine. Okay, so these are the just like balancing weight and just like crank disc for the adjustment of mechanisms. Okay, so this is the just like uh, block diagram of the slaughter machine. Okay, now we'll see just like we can perform the main making of the keyways and it's some grooves. So just like to manufacture some grooves in a cylindrical surfaces. So okay, for this purpose we will use this slotting machine. We'll see different operations which are performed by slotting machine next class. So just like this type of keyways and some types of the grooves also can be done by the help of the slotting machine. Okay. So by the help of this rotary table, we can rotate the workpiece equally to make the just a keyways in the equal distances. Okay, at equal distances. Now we'll see slaughter machine. The construction of slotting machine. And the slaughter can be considered as a vertical shaper also. We know that shaping machine, in the shaping machine, the tool bit will reciprocate in horizontally. Okay, so but in case of slotting machine, the tool bit will reciprocate or will move in vertically. So we can say simply slotting machine is nothing but a vertical shaping machine, because slotting machine just like tool bit moves horizontally. In slotting machine, same functioning, same accommodations, but tool bit moves vertically. So you can say simply slotting machine is nothing but a vertical shaping machine. So the main parts of slotting machine we'll see here. So first one is the base and next one is the column. It is very important. So hollow shaped column, so which is made by cast iron by casting process. And table, it is very important, rotary table. And a ram movement at the just face of the end face of the column, and a tool head assembly to fix the tool width, shadow for the movement of longitudinal, providing the longitudinal movement of the table or workpiece, cross slide, cross movement of the, providing the cross movement of workpiece. So ram drive mechanism, we know that mechanisms, some types of mechanisms are there to convert the rotary motion of motor into reciprocating motion of the ram, or reciprocating movement of the work tool width. Okay, single point cutting tool. So first we'll see what are the main parts or main functioning of the base. We'll see one by one. So first one is the base. It is rigidly built to take up all the cutting forces which are occurred in the machining. Okay, so it can observe all the cutting forces which are just frequently, or which are typically occurs in machining process. Okay, entire load of the machine, it can withstand entire load of the machines. On this base, all the other parts are positioned or placed. Okay, the top of the bed so is accurately finished to provide the guideways. These guideways are very important. On this guideways, the shadow will move towards to the column and away from the column. Okay, so that is the just like guideways to move the shadow. On the guideways, shadow will move anything. The guideways are perpendicular to the column face. Okay, because on this guideways, so this is the column, this is the guideways are perpendicular to the column. So on this guideways, the shadow will move towards the column and away from the column. So it provides the longitudinal direction of workpiece. Okay, next one is the column. So column is very important to part. It is a hollow part. It is made by cast iron. We know that cast iron has good hardness and very strength. Strength is very high. It is a perfect brittle material. It can withstand all the forces which are which are occurs in the machining process. Okay, with the base. Okay, so it is a vertical member. So it is the base. At this one, this is the just a column like this one. Okay, so okay, so houses the just it is the vertical member which is integral with base and housing driving mechanism. Because you know that this is the hollow space. In this hollow space, there is a mechanisms which are used to convert the rotor motion into reciprocating motion of the ram. Okay, so that is the feeding mechanisms and driving mechanisms are provided in that hollow space of the column. Next, the front face of the column, there is a guideways. The front vertical face of finished for the column, so is accurately provides the guideways. Okay, so on which the ram will reciprocate. In the front face, the ram will reciprocate vertically, and just on this guideways of the bed, the shadow will move just longitudinally. So these two are very important. Okay, so next one we'll see shadow. You know that shadow on the bed, there is a guideways. So on this guideways, the shadow will move. The shadow moves, so this shadow moves towards to the column. This is the column, you know this one. This is the column, towards to the column and away from the column. So longitudinally, horizontally, the shadow moves and to and fro motion. Okay, so it is mounted upon the guideways, maybe move uh, towards to the column and away from the column by either by power or manual control. Okay, to supply the longitudinal feed of the workpiece. So it provides the shadow provides the longitudinal movement of the workpiece. Okay, next, the top face of the shadow is accurately finished to provide the guideways. Okay, so on the top of the shadow, the cross slide is placed, the cross slide moves vertically. So just like the shadow movement is horizontally, the cross slide moves in the vertically. Okay, so it is mounted, the cross slide is mounted upon the guideways of the shadow and may be moved parallel to the face of the column. Okay, so you know that. So this is the base, and this one is the column. Okay, so this one is the shadow moves longitudinally. Cross slide, this is the cross slide, moves vertically in cross movement. Okay, so this face is parallel to the just like a column. Okay, uh, it moves parallel to the face of the column. So this is the column, so parallelly it moves perpendicular to the shadow movement. Okay, so this one is the accommodations movement of workpiece accommodated by the help of the shadow and the cross slide. Okay, by the help of the shadow, the workpiece moves horizontally. By the help of cross slide, the workpiece move crosswise vertically. Okay, so by the help of the angular table, the workpiece can rotate, workpiece can move just like inclined, so it can rotate. So we'll see that one. All rotary table is very important. So on the base, shadow is there, on the shadow cross slide is there, on the cross slide there is a rotary table. Rotary table is placed on the cross slide. So it is a circular table which is mounted on the top of the cross slide. Okay, so the table may be rotated by rotating a worm. Okay, so which messes with the worm gear connected to the underside of the table. Okay, so by the help of this worm gear, the equally it moves, it rotates. So it means the table provides the rotary movement of workpiece. The rotation of the table may be affected either by hand or power also. Okay, so in some machines the table is graduated in degrees, so that enables the table to be rotated for the indexing or dividing the periphery of a job, so in equal number of parts. So for the slotting, if you want to provide the slotting like this one, here and here and here and here. Okay, so equal distance 90 degrees angle. So by the help of this indexing, so we can accommodate this equal movement of the workpiece. Okay, so that accommodation, that indexing, so are provided in the table. Okay, so that is the main advantage. By the help of this one, we can make the just like an mm, we can machine the, like we can make uh, gears also, gears and keyways and some slots also. T slots are cut on the top of the table by the help of the T slottings. By using some bolts, we can fix the workpiece on the table. Okay, so or by using some holding devices or clamps to uh, to fix the workpiece rigidly on the table. Okay, the rotary table enables the circular or contoured surface to generate the just like workpieces. So this is the main advantage of the uh, rotary table. Okay, so you know that shadow gives the longitudinal direction, cross slide gives the vertical direction, and rotary table gives the rotation motion, so angular movement, rotary motion. Okay. So all the movements are provided to workpiece by the help of this saddle and cross slide and rotary table. Okay, to perform the machining as per the requirement. So now we'll see RAM. So RAM is attached to the front face of the column. So this is the base, this one is the column and the front face. So there is a guideways. On this guideways, the RAM will move like this one. So RAM has just like a holding device to hold the workpiece. Okay, so on this guideways the ram will move. Okay, so it is reciprocating member of the machine mounted on the guideways of the column, so front face of this column. Okay, so it is connected to reciprocating mechanism, so contained within the column. So there is a mechanism, there are four mechanisms we already discussed in shaping machine. So by the help of Whitworth mechanism, the rotary motion of the motor is converted into reciprocating motion or movement of the ram. Okay, so on this ram, so our tool post is fixed. By the help of the tool post, we can fix the single point cutting tool. Okay, when the ram moves, automatically the single point cutting tool also moves in upward and downward direction. The slot is cut on the body, so of the ram, for the changing of position of stroke also, just like by you can fix the, you can change the positioning, just a movement to distance or movement to uh, length can be changed. Okay, so it carries the tool head, you know that tool head. So here tool head is there. Tool head is mainly used to hold the for cutting cutting tool or fix the cutting tool in a tool head. Okay, at the bottom of the end, like this one here. So now we'll see what is the importance of the tool head also. It holds the tool, single point cutting tool, rigidly. Okay, in some machines special types of tool holders are also provided to relieve the just like tool during the return stroke also. Okay, just like forward stroke it will be assigned, return stroke it will be just like holes, relieve the tool bit. So there are some different types of tool holes are provided for the movement of for the holding of the workpiece, not workpiece, cutting tool. Okay, now we'll see types of slotting machines. Mainly there are two types of slotting machines. One is the puncture slotter, next precision slotter. Okay, so these are very important. uh, Puncture slotter, we'll see. Okay, it is it is a heavy and rigid machine. Sorry. Okay, it is heavy and rigid machine designed for removal of a large amount of metal from the large forging and castings. Okay, so for the large amount of cutting, we'll prefer the puncture slotting. The length of a puncture slot is sufficiently large here. It may be as long as 18 to 1800 to 200 length. The ram is usually driven by spiral pinion machine with the rack teeth. Okay, rack and pinion mechanism. So it will it will move or it will reciprocates. Okay, the pinion is driven by the variable speed. Okay, reversible electric motor similar to that of the planer also. Just like we know that the mechanism of movement or conversion of the rotary motion to reciprocating motion in planing and shaping machine also already discussed. Okay, the feed is also controlled by electrical gears. So for this one, next to precision slaughter. So it is very simple and very lightweight machine, but very precision machine. It is lighter machine and operated at high speeds. Okay, the machine is designed to take light cuts, giving accurate finish. For the accurate finishing and light cuts, will prefer this type of precision slaughter. Okay, so using this special some jigs and machine can handle a number of identical works on the production basis. Same works, identical works can be performed. So the precision machines are also used for the general purpose work, just like are usually fitted with the Whitworth crank mechanism. Here the Whitworth crank mechanism used to convert the rotor motion into reciprocating motion. Okay. Now we'll see the differences between the shaping machine or shaper or slotting machine. Okay. Last class we already discussed the difference between the shaping machine and the planing machine. Now we'll see the difference between the shaping machine and the slotting machine or shaper and slotter. Okay. Shaper is commonly used to make flat surfaces. You know that one. But slotter is used to cutting the bruise vertical movement. Next, keyways mainly. Okay, some slots inside and outside of the surfaces also. So that is the main purpose of slotting machine. Shaping machine just gives the flat surfaces, flat surfacing or flat grooves also. Okay. So cutting stroke is horizontal. Here cutting stroke, it means the ram movement is horizontal with the slower than the unused stroke. Okay, so cutting stroke is slow and reverse stroke is just like speed. Okay, so that one in the slotting machine, cutting stroke is vertical with slower than the unused stroke here also, but cutting stroke is downward stroke and downward movement, uh, and the reverse one is the upward, that unused stroke, that is very fast. Next, cutting tool is move up and down. So to regulate the deepness of the cut, depth of the cut, and just like for the depth of the cut, just like the cutting tool will move up and down. Okay, so just like for the depth of cut. Okay, here the cutting tool move horizontally to regulate the just like deepness of the cut. So for the providing of the uh, depth of cut, just like slight movement is there in horizontal movement, just like it moves upward and downward direction. In the vertical movement, it moves just like horizontal movement for the depth of cut. Next point, the cutting tool move horizontally. We know this one, shaping measure up and down through cutting process. Cutting tool move horizontally up and down through cutting process. Okay, you know this one. This is the horizontal movement. For the feeding, it moves up and down. Here also the vertical movement. For the feeding, it moves horizontally. Okay, so that is the main differences between the shaping machine and the slotting machine. We'll see few more points regarding this one. Next, distance of tool move is familiar through the stroke adjustment screw. So we can adjust the stroke length, and here also distance of the tool move is familiar to the stroke adjustment screw. Same, you can adjust the stroke length. So, okay, forward movement and backward movement. Next, workpiece is held on a fixed bed. Here bed is fixed to be usually rectangular shape. Okay, here workpiece is held on a fixed bed, so it means in both cases beds or tables are fixed, workpiece will cutting tool will move. In planing machine, uh, cutting tool is fixed but table will move, it means workpiece will move. So that is the main difference between the slotting and shaping and planer. Also we'll see some differences between the shaping machine, planer machine, and slotting machine also. Okay, so all are reciprocating machines. It means all are moves to and fro motions. Shaping machine, just like cutting tool will move horizontally to and fro motion. Planing machine, cutting tool is fixed, but a table will move reciprocately to and fro motion. The slotting machine, cutting tool will move but vertically, vertical direction. Okay, this is the horizontal. Table will move like this one, horizontal. Okay, so Shaping machine is very lighter and smaller and very cheaper compared to planing and slotting machine also, just nearly 3 to 4 lakhs. So planing machine is very accurate, heavier and larger and costlier also very. Okay. So we can perform different operations on the planing by the help of the planing machine. So slaughter also very similar to shaping machine. It is lighter, smaller and cheaper. Okay. Same like shaping machines. So low machining accuracy, because shaping and slotting accuracy, we can't maintain the exact accuracy. So it means accuracy machining is very low compared to planner. So by the help of planner we'll get high machining accuracy. Okay. The rate of power consumption is very low in shaping machine. The similar slotting machine also, the rate of power consumption also very low. Okay. So shaping machine, not possible to make deep cuts and heavy feedings also. Okay. So we can provide some depth of cut, some the range of the depth of cut. Okay. In slaughter also not possible to take deep cuts and heavy feeds, but by the help of the planner it is possible to make deep cuts and heavy feedings. Okay. Heavy feeds. Next, intended for the small jobs. Shaping machine is mainly intended for the small jobs, and the slotting machine also mainly intended for the small jobs. Okay. But the planing machine mainly intended for the large jobs. Okay. uh, Next to slotting machine or shaping machine, it requires less floor space. Okay. It occupies very less space compared to planner. Slaughter also occupies the less space. So it means very similarity is there, shaping machine and slotting machine. In the shaping machine ram movement is horizontal, and slotting machine ram movement is vertical. So you can say slotting machine is nothing but a vertical shaping machine. Okay. All functions and all the process are similar, but there is a huge difference between the shaping machine and planing machine. Okay. In shaper, the tool is moving and the workpiece is stationary. In the same slotting machine also, tool is moving and the workpiece is stationary. But in planing, tool is stationary. The work, it means the table will move. On the table, workpiece will fix. So workpiece will move by the help of the table, but tool is stationary. So these are the differences between the shaping machine, planing machine, slotting machine. Okay. So few more, uh, just a few more differences also there. Shaping machine usually, these are used only in this we use only single point cutting tool. Okay. So one tool is used in a shaping machine. In the slotting machine also only one tool is used for the machining. But in planing we can use four, more than just like two. It means four tools can be used uh, for the machining. Okay. Multiple tooling permits machining. Okay. So for the by the help of planing machine, that is the main difference between the shaping and slaughter. Here tools used tools are lighter and smaller. Slotting machine also tools used are lighter and smaller. But in planing machine, very heavier tools are there, stronger and larger tools are. Okay. So work setting requires less skill and less time. Okay. So no need of high skilled persons for the fitting of the workpiece on a table for the performing machining by shaping machine. Okay. So just like here also same similarities in slotting machine. Work setting requires less skill and less time. But in case of planing, it is very important. It requires more skilled persons and takes more time to fix the workpiece. Heavy weighted workpiece can be fixed on the table of the planner to perform the machining. So these are the main differences between the reciprocating machines, mainly shaping machine, planner machine, and slotting machines. So, okay. So these are the books for the reference I have given. You can refer this book.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.